Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Quit Actin Stupid. I'm your host, Jamie Paredes, and joining me as always are my brothers, Bobby D and Rudolph. You always do something goofy. Yeah, that's
I know.
Finger
I
gun.
mean,
finger guns. We have are dressed for the weather because it is snowing like crazy, and it is very cold out, cold enough to where it's a snow day. It's a snow
Yeah.
day. Yeah, what is it? It's a walk off. It's a walk off.
Yeah, for
Zoolander.
sure.
Or
I
is that how it goes? Is that the
it's a,
line in the movie?
what
Never
movie are
mind.
you talking about? No, what movie are you
Zoolander.
talking
Zoolander. It's a never mind, forget it. I tried. I whiffed on that one.
about?
Anyway,
sweet.
so
Big whiffa.
big whippa. All kids are out of school. Basically, the whole city is shut down. I have not left this house. I'm getting cabin fever. I have not left this house other than to go out and shovel.
I saw
Yes,
pictures. You guys got a chance to play in the snow, didn't you?
yes.
Did the
Yeah.
girls like that? What did the girls think?
You know what? Well, they were all pumped up about it. Everybody was fine. That was great. It was wonderful. We had to do the obligatory pictures where everybody was just not cooperating. So it picture time turns into, hey guys, let's get a great picture and do, Alicia, look at the camera. Ah!
Yeah.
It's how it
But
goes here.
but aside from that though, this was a topic. So I was talking with Kim earlier about the snow day and going out, and she talked about, like, yeah, a group of adults contacted me and wanted to go sledding.
Sledding. Yeah. Yeah.
So here's
Whoa,
my
whoa,
thing.
whoa, whoa! Adults going sledding with like no kids around?
Right. But here's my thing though. Even if you have kids, like, sledding is the worst. It's so stupid.
Uh,
It's so dumb. How often did we go sledding? The three of us, the four of
How,
us.
how many times did Robert Paredes take us, our dad, take us
But
sledding?
we didn't need that. We had hills in our front yard.
We had
Did you ever go
yeah.
sledding?
I think our hills that were in our yard were probably sufficient. I mean, they were just those tiny little hills, and that's all we needed. I mean,
I
we
guess
weren't.
the thing that I have an issue with is the 40 minutes it takes to put on your snow pants and your hat, and you're sweating before you go out there. But you're
Oh
getting
my God.
everything, and then you go out there for about 4.5 minutes because you get cold, and the worst feeling in the world is sweating and being freezing cold. Like, that is the
Yeah.
worst, because you don't know if you're cold, you don't know. It's just such a hassle. And then for what? To go down a hill and
And then guess what,
walk
guys?
back up?
You got to walk all the way back up. Yes, exactly.
Walk back up and do it again. What? No, I'll stay inside and watch Kelly Clarkson. No.
Yeah, you should have saw Avery was so excited when I said and I threw her snowsuit and said, get suited up. She was so excited, so excited. And so we get her, of course, she got dressed first. And then as I'm trying to get Alicia with her snowsuit on and everything, she's
Dad,
like,
I'm
gonna
hot.
pass out. I'm gonna pass out.
I'm gonna pass out.
She was gonna have a heat stroke. And she's like, I have 3 things on under here. It was the funniest thing. It was like I was laughing, and to where like it was making me go slower because I wanted to see how she was gonna pull through this thing. It was
That's
hilarious.
hilarious. You know what she could have used? So
What the heck is that?
my daughter Macy, she started learning how to knit, and it was about a week late, but she gave me my Christmas present, a scarf that I can't quite.
Almost.
I love my new scarf.
The scarf for ants.
It's gorgeous. I love it, and thank you, Macy, for my new scarf. So yeah, too bad Avery didn't have one of these. Is
Knitting and knitting.
and
And
knitting.
And knitting.
Yes. So yeah, she's learning to knit. But yeah,
Yeah, that's a terrible scarf. That's awful.
she watches this with her friends sometimes. It's a beautiful. What are you talking about? Terrible.
Very, very colorful. Very colorful.
Yes.
Just might need
Yes.
to
It's
continue.
beautiful. It's a beautiful scarf.
She might have got bored or stopped with it a little too.
Well, you
Yeah.
know,
A little premature.
maybe she's the smart one because I mean, how long does a scarf need to be? I mean, your neck's only so big, and they're always like, people.
Yeah.
It's just extra. It's just extra material at the bottom.
Yeah.
You know what?
kinda
She's the
ridiculous.
smart one. You don't want that
Yep,
getting
it's a
caught
neck-
in.
Not a scarf. It's just a neck warmer. That's all
So
it is.
I'm taking orders. I'm taking orders, $75 a pop. Let me know in the comments if you want one. By the way, like and subscribe if if
You remembered.
we didn't know you guys are out there. Our subscribers are going up, but we definitely look for those likes. So smash that like button. God, Macy's gonna roll her eyes at me and tell me what a loser I am. But yeah, definitely like and subscribe. Leave us a comment. Let us know you're listening, watching.
So, because of the snow, my youngest, Tomas, he was day off from school, but wasn't really actually a day off of school. And this is what kind of stinks for kids these days, at least in some of the private schools. I don't know. Did Avery actually have a snow day?
Yeah.
Because she did. Because
Like-
Tomas actually had a virtual day.
Oh yeah, no.
Ooh.
So yeah, there are no such thing as snow days anymore. I mean, they can
I think
just
they have two.
they can have 2 snow days.
Yeah, like where it's like a full-on snow day.
So
And
this
they don't
was
have
one
to
of
do
them.
any work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're using them both back to back. You guys are out
Yep.
tomorrow too? Yeah.
Yep.
Or today, whenever this drops. When's this gonna drop?
Tomas has to go back to school tomorrow.
Wow.
Dang.
That's too bad. That
Yeah.
sucks being
that's
grown
the
up.
He
thing.
didn't technically have a snow day. He had a day off. He had a late start, so they started like 10:15, 10:30. But no, he still had to do classes. But
See,
Well-
I mean, go ahead.
No, you go ahead because I was about to change it up, but go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, this is the thing, and I'm not one of those people that's back in my day, but I mean, don't you remember like being in the hallway of Holy Cross School, like, on the floor, putting your hands over your head for tornado, like, like all kinds of bad weather or whatever, all this stuff, and now like if it's just too windy outside, then they call school.
Yeah, but like those tornadoes would like pop. They're not going to cancel school because there's a storm coming at noon. I mean, I remember going down in that hallway. I remember crying one time. I was embarrassed because I couldn't, because all I could think of, because I think Andrew was born already and he was a little baby and he was at home with Grandma Garcia.
Oh, my little baby.
And I was worried about Cherie, our dog.
because there was a tornado coming.
Yeah, we had to full on in the hall, crisscross
I don't
out
remember that.
across.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I just remember as a kid, you always saw those tornadoes always hit in the middle of fields, and so I
but I
figured,
think
well, we've got all these buildings around us. We're never going to get in an actual.
see, I didn't realize that until I was older. But I remember at Holy Cross, there was one time when the storm, it just, you're sitting in class and it gets real dark outside, and because we had those
Mhm.
windows in our class. And I remember the teacher, I don't know what class I was in or what teacher it was, but like, so and so get the windows. And I just remember looking back before we left the room to go downstairs to take cover. And I remember leaves and rain hitting the window, and it was just crazy out. And I was freaking out. I think I was too old to be
It's a
crying.
twister.
It's a twister. But yeah, I think I was a little.
Airplane. Come on.
I was too old to be crying. I think for sure.
Yeah, I didn't consider this thing an actual storm. I mean, but when I did wake up and see all that snow, like the first thing I get, my blood starts pumping. Like, oh God, I got a shovel. I got a shovel. And Emily's like, it's not even done
It was
snowing
still
yet.
coming down. Yeah,
Yeah,
can
you gotta
shovel
wait.
them.
But I have to get that first layer off. So, so it's
Yeah.
not like, I think I'm making it easier on myself by just shoveling multiple times. No, but and two, I like to get that first like little that I like to make it nice and even,
Yeah.
whereas when the girls are out there playing, making their snowmen, there's footsteps all in my yard, and so some grass was showing. It didn't look good.
It's actually
I like-
it's actually a snow person. So yeah.
Depends on where.
Anyway,
Well, Grandma, I think my shovel was at Mom and Dad's house, and they wouldn't bring it to me, so there's no shoveling here. But yeah,
We actually, I have a situation where my dog, I actually go out and shovel the grass because my dog needs a place to go to the bathroom. Now, there was one
Ew.
year last year I was thinking about, I got these pads and I thought, all right, I'm going to teach the dog how to go to the bathroom in the garage so that on snow and icy days that, the pads are supposed to smell like grass and, give them the impression that it's actual grass. I think I tried it on her once and she didn't really take to it. She was like, well, I see outside. Why are we in the garage? I see outside right there. Why don't we just go out there? So yeah, no, I've got to actually shovel that snow to allow her to sniff the grass. And yeah, so it's funny. I've got
Are
a
you freaking kidding me?
Your dog doesn't go out there like a psychopath and just start eating all the snow and jumping around and like
my dog is small.
My dog
you
followed.
also wipe your dog's butt. I've got video of
You
that.
wanted to make sure that came out one way or another. That I
Yeah,
wiped
you wipe your.
Yeah, I wiped my dog's butt. Yeah, you know why? Because there was one time she came in and she had some still on her behind and brought it in the house. And yeah, that's all it takes is once, and then you just all right. We got to make sure
Like
the butt's clean.
it's like getting peanut butter out of carpet, out of shag carpet. Is that how it goes?
No.
I
My
just wanna
dog,
make sure he doesn't get into my carpet. So there you go.
I just opened the door and she went out there like a psychopath. And it's funny. I've got a video. I'll post it later on social. But she went out there early, and we've got dogs. This is my first snow here at this house or whatever, and we've got dogs all around us and all the yards around us. And she's out there running around like a freak with all the different dogs and having a good time. So then we came back in because it was cold, and I dried her off. And then maybe 30 minutes later, she wanted to go back outside. Like she wanted to play some more. And I'm like, all right, quit acting stupid. So I let her outside, and I watch her from the kitchen window, and none of the other dogs are out there. Everybody else went in. So she's sitting there on the patio like a lame-o, like a total loser. And she's just sitting there waiting, just waiting for the other dogs to come out. I'm like, you dork. They don't want to play with you anymore. And she just sat there and waited, and now she wants to go out again. But I don't know.
No, so I shovel an area where my dog can go to the bathroom, and then she, I think, starts to get anxiety about how, okay, this is the only spot I've got, but I want to go over there. And I'm like, no, Mija, and I call her, my daughter. I said, Mija, you can't. I mean, that snow is higher than you are. You will get buried in it.
You call her Mija?
My dog-ter. My dog.
He just said dog-ter.
Hey, don't worry. I'll edit all this out later.
For the sake of him.
You guys have daughters. I have a dog-ter.
Oh my God.
All right.
Yes. So
Anyway.
the whole thing was she was getting anxiety because she's going back and forth, and she's like, all right, I know I can walk here, but I really want to go over there where I'm used to going. And I'm like, Mija, I didn't shovel over there. So sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
Bob, I'd advise you to just stop.
With which part?
With just all of it.
A long time ago.
All of it. Hey,
Anything having to do with your dog?
Let me go back to when you were talking about getting your kids dressed up and going out in the snow and stuff. Do you guys remember us doing that very often? Like I said, I made fun of sledding.
Yeah.
I think it's ridiculous.
We absolutely did.
We did it. And again, the only thing I remember is
we didn't do the sledding thing.
No, we didn't sled. I remember coming back and laying all of our wet socks and stuff on all the vents, on all the heater vents and stuff to dry them off. But I remember taking G.I. Joes out there to play, and we had that little cliff off of our driveway that we would jump off. But other than that, I mean, I don't have huge, crazy, awesome memories of playing out in the snow, really.
I think we'd go out there and play football. Yeah, you'd have to tackle. I mean, to this day, we still do that. I mean, so I got a funny story here I'll get to in a minute. But yeah, I mean, we went out and played football. Didn't we go out and tackle each other, put our helmets on?
How about a nice football?
Wow.
Was I too young? I don't remember playing football in the snow with you guys.
We didn't just
maybe a little bit.
Snow and tackle. Maybe was this
Not
other
very
brother
often
that I was doing this with? I don't
No, man.
It must be your other family.
I guess so. So it was funny because we've done that as a family before. We've gone out there and played in the snow together, the four of us, and we've taken the dog before. And so Xavier's home on break. Obviously, he hasn't gone back to Mizzou yet. And so he came down about 4 o'clock. He came down and it was about 4 o'clock. And he said, so are you still working online? Because I'm working from home. And I said, yeah. He said, well, I thought we could all go out and play in the snow together. And he likes they like. Apparently, this is funny. I guess I don't remember it, but I was just like, "Oh, sorry, I'll be." So eventually, we went out there and played and threw the ball around.
I can't breathe. I have a pain in my chest, and I can't
Because
breathe.
a 22-year-old boy still wants to play football and
man. He drinks beer. He goes to college.
gonna be
He's
my boy.
a man.
He's a
And
maid.
he
He's got
asked,
fuzz on his peaches.
What do they say in that movie Tag? You don't get old because you stop playing. You stop playing because you get
I
old.
don't think anybody ever saw that movie.
no, I
Tag?
did. That was actually a really good movie. So I'll give him that. But I should have just piled on him because it was fun right there. But still, those guys in Tag were playing with their group of friends. He was asking his dad to go out and
Yeah,
play
what's
in the
wrong with that?
snow with them.
It means we got a good relationship. He likes playing with me. So you know what? After the sun went down, we shoveled the drive. After the sun went down, I mean, we're out there. He and I we're throwing the football around.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
That
Now
was good.
it was
I
a
needed
little
that.
bit. I was a little worried because earlier or sometime last semester we had some friends. He had some friends that were throwing the football around, and he dislocated a finger trying to catch the football. So
Oh yeah, that was a
not my
great
most
story.
athletic kid. I'll give you that, but
I don't remember that. I don't remember
Yeah.
him dislocating his finger.
because he did it when I was in Colombia. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
no,
boy.
I tried to get Tomas to come out there and put on several layers, but he did not bite. He did not want to go out there and play. And at one point I was like, this is when you know you're getting old, because I was like, all right, I know he wants us all to go out there and kind of play in the snow, bring the dog out there, and then come in for some hot chocolate or something warm. But I was like, I don't really feel like throwing my body down into the cold, because then you're gonna get. I don't know. I guess I'm just a grumpy old man these days. I don't know.
You're gonna break a heel?
I didn't want to get wet, and then you got wet clothes, and then I don't know.
I'm just, we took.
Plus, if I get down, then I gotta get back up, and I mean that's.
Kim and I took Macy sledding. Man, maybe it was probably 3 years ago now. Was she's 9? So maybe 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. And I didn't go. I don't know. I didn't go. Her and Kim and Macy sled down the hill because then they had to walk. Like we said, we had
Slid? Or is it sledded?
sledded. I think there's 3 Ds. I think.
Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. And when we were there, there's a whole group of people. There's my kid's old grade school in Independence or Blue Springs, William Yates Elementary. They got great hills there for sledding, apparently. And so we went there and it was crowded, but there were adults there, like on a date sledding. And I'm just like, wow, just awful. But I mean, Macy seemed to enjoy it, and obviously Kim enjoyed it. But I stood there and I'm like, oh man, like
No,
what?
I don't think I've ever actually taken the boys sledding down an actual hill, and I don't think they.
I haven't either.
They don't.
I would with the girls.
Are you saying it's more of a female activity to sled than?
No, because they're freaking young. They're not 22-year-old boys.
So
Hey.
Quentin didn't call you to see if you wanted to play?
No. It's funny. He was the only one of us at work.
I think he's the only one in the family that had to be at work today. In the entire family.
Yeah. So
Thanks for
that
the
was,
text. Yep.
yeah, no, we did not go sledding. I think I have been sledding with him before, but he was much younger.
So
I don't think I have the gear. I don't think I have the gear to go out there and sled if I wanted to.
and that's why I wouldn't go to a Chiefs game in the cold either. I'm not equipped to be out in the cold for long.
So yeah, let's talk about this weekend. The Chiefs game. It's going to be like 0 degrees. I see tickets on Facebook all over the place for people still trying to get $200 a pop. That ain't going to happen.
happening.
I would hold out. If you're wanting to go, hold out. You can get them for probably $80 that day because nobody's going. It's so cold. But yeah, I mean, to see people just geared up and just Carhartt stuff.
I don't have Carhartts. I don't have any of the workwear that you would normally
I just found out. Actually, I just found out the other day working at Ford, I get a discount at the Carhartt and Independence, and a lot of the forklift drivers, because it's very cold where I work on the dock. And so I actually might go get a pair of Carhartts, but currently I do not have any. So if I wanted to go out and play in the snow, I don't have the right equipment for that. The right.
I wear tennis shoes. I don't even have boots.
Yeah,
I don't
either.
I don't have any. Snow boots, galoshes.
I just wear galoshes. I just wear multiple layers. Yeah, so I just put on 2 or 3 layers, pajamas, something.
That's
layer.
a lot of work. I'm getting hot in this hat right now. Like I'm ready to throw it across the room. Like so.
But it makes a good visual, so I think you need to keep it on.
I was going to change hats, but yeah, no, I think it works.
Can you imagine just all the things like Saturday night at the Chiefs game, just trying to, I mean, number one, just trying to keep your toes from freezing. But I mean, I'm just thinking like, do you get hungry in the cold when it's -5? Are you hungry? I mean, I know there's still going to be people out there drinking because that's what people do.
I
But
think
you give me a cold beverage and it's already 0 degrees out, I'm going to be like, yeah, no thanks.
I think the alcohol warms your belly. Like it warms you up. I don't think their food sales are Kim, I know she sold margaritas there at the Chiefs games, like in really cold Chiefs games. She sold margaritas. No, she sold hot chocolate, I think.
Okay.
And
All right, that makes
was
sense.
crazy. Yeah. I'm not a big hot beverage drinker ever. Like I just don't. That's part of the reason too why you mentioned something about going outside and
Coming in and having hot
cocoa. I'm not a big hot. No, I don't want to take my time and sip it and burn the roof of my mouth. I'm not a big. But yeah, she sold those, and those sold well at the games. But I think for the most part, alcohol keeps people warm. I can't imagine their food sales are very high.
Then you got to go to then you have to go to the bathroom if you drink a lot of alcohol. And so
Yeah,
now I'm thinking, can you imagine? I'm already trying to think having to unzip and
through 3 layers.
Having
to the guy next to you.
layers, but then I'm talking about having cold hands touch the most sensitive.
Say, excuse me, sir. I know you're urinating next to me, but can you give me a hand here?
Can you blow on my hand before I have to stick it? This thing?
Bunch of cochinos, I swear.
Oh, you go to the bathroom. Men go to the bathroom. We stand up. I mean, it's going to be cold. Your hands are, even if you've got gloves on, they're still going to be cold. And then you've got to go and
fondle your.
Not fondle. You have to go to the bathroom. And so when you go to the bathroom, you come out as ice.
The point is anybody out there going to the Chiefs game this weekend? Let us know in the comments. What are you wearing? Like, what kind of gear do you really, is it worth all that? Like, I'm going to watch it really comfortably here in the home. Like I'm sure like our father, he would never go to a game. He doesn't go to Royals games in a 70-degree weather. No.
Parking.
All the people.
I've got the greatest seat in the house right here. Free beer, free food.
And you know what? I'm getting more and more like him. I'm like, why should I go?
I still enjoy being out there, like to Royals games. I haven't been to a Chiefs game in a couple. Like Kim offered, her and her daughter and her brother went to the Christmas Day game, and they asked me if I wanted to go when they were buying tickets, and this was months in advance. And I'm thinking Christmas Day, like, no, I don't want to do that. It'll probably be cold, and it's Christmas Day. But my kids all left on Christmas morning, so I didn't really have anything to do. But still, it's like. And even after the kind of the crappy year they had, or I mean, whatever, they're in the playoffs, but I'd rather sit alone in this room than freeze my butt off out there. The cold games are not it.
Do you guys find, I think Jamie and I talked about this once. I mean, because once it gets, probably past October, I don't really want to go to any Mizzou games. I don't want to be outside. I mean, because you're kind of taking a chance with November weather around this place. And so, I mean, I just, what were we talking about? Oh, see, this is where I get old and start forgetting. I started down one path and then.
Well, like when Manny was playing football for Blue Valley Northwest, and they went all the way to the state, they won the state championship, 2 years ago? And I remember every week of the playoffs, I was like, God, I hope they lose. God, I hope they lose. Because it's just too damn cold. Next thing I know, I'm in Emporia, and it's like 10 degrees or whatever the hell it was. It probably wasn't even that cold, but it was cold to me. And I'm just like, it was torture. It was torture, even though they won.
Think about if you were a chick too. I mean, you gotta dress for the gram. Did I say that right? The gram.
IG.
The IG. Okay, see,
maybe,
I don't even know.
It's the gram. It's the gram. You're probably cooler than me.
You have to dress all,
a certain way.
That way.
You mean with less clothing?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, where were we? Was it at the Cotton Bowl where we were laughing at those college girls that were all like half naked, but like it was cold after the game?
Yeah, they were all half naked. The white cowboy boots.
Yeah.
And long, whatever.
Dude, just came into my mind. Do you guys? So Jamie, I mean, you and I played football for Rockers. We played all the way through varsity, and there were some cold games, and at least I didn't get a whole lot of action in the game. So I spent a lot of the game standing on the sidelines. And so this was before spandex or, those like that compression pants that type
Right,
of
yeah.
stuff came out. And so I remember like being told that pantyhose would help kind of keep you warm. And I think I wore some.
You did. You did.
You wore
did-
pantyhose on the sidelines?
But it wasn't in high school. It was like back when you were playing. I don't know why I remember this
Yeah,
stuff.
that
Back
was
when you were
Chargers.
playing.
You were just trying
Yeah.
something out. You just wanted to see if you liked it, how it felt.
It felt good on my skin. I can't deny, but it did look weird with all the hair that's being pressed up against the nylon. Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. Now I remember exactly right. It was when I played for the Chargers in the Northland. So we're
Yeah.
talking 7th, 8th grade, and somebody said, pantyhose are a good barrier to.
I think they were playing a prank on you.
Could be.
No, I had one. I didn't play football for very long. I played freshman football at Rockhurst, but we had one road game at Blue Springs, and I just remember it was so cold, and I didn't want to get out in the game. Like I was hiding from the coaches, so they didn't call my number. I didn't want to be out there. I just wanted to be on that heated bus. Like it was miserable. That was my last year. That was probably my last game, honestly. But
Yeah, I think when I was a sophomore, and I think towards the end of the year when they brought everybody up or whatever, and we got to be on the sidelines of one of the playoff games. It was so freaking cold, and they had like those big coat, or not coats, but like the covers or whatever with hoods on them and stuff.
Yeah.
And somebody had to wear them, like or else they'd be on the ground, and so you had to wear them. But then if like somebody who's actually playing needed it, then you'd give it to them. But like when you
We can borrow this until a more important player
and
comes
then when
on.
you go play, I'll take it and stay warm.
But then they had those heaters, those old school heaters, and yet you would go and you're like, do I look like this big of a sissy going and being next to the heater this much? And it was pretty miserable. I remember that one quite well.
Yeah.
And just a little side note, it was I think we were blowing them out or something, and they were like, we're gonna put in all the sophomores, so everybody's rushing in to make sure they got a play in or whatever. So we're on defense.
Sit over here.
No, we're on defense. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get in so I can at least tell people I played as a sophomore. So I'm getting it, and it's at the end of the game, and I'm running into the huddle, the defensive huddle, and just as I get there, the clock hits triple zeros and game's over. So I'm like, oh yeah. So I officially did not play as a sophomore in varsity. Yeah. So just a little. No, I'm not sure about it at all.
Manny got in as a freshman in varsity, man. He beat you, dude. They got in against, I think it was JC Harmon.
Yeah,
Harmon barely had enough people to be on the field.
pretty lopsided game. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, they were talking about even canceling the game, but they said that wouldn't be fair to anybody. So
okay, so now this old man remembered what he was going to say earlier. I was talking with Jamie, and do you feel like as you're getting older, you get cold more easily?
Oh yeah.
You say cold more easily?
Yeah, get cold. I mean, I'm always cold. I am never hot. I'm almost always cold.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, I can't say I'm never hot. I mean, especially working at Ford. I mean, it gets up to like 120 degrees in there. But
maybe you're used to it.
Never hot was a little bit of a hyperbole. Yeah, I mean,
with me, did I tell you this? I told you a story, Bob, where we were in the hospital for one of Alicia's appointments at Children's Mercy, and I had worn shorts that day or something, and we just went not thinking about how freaking cold it was going to be, and I had to swallow my pride and ask the nurse lady for one of those warm blankets that they put in the heaters and they bring out for the patients. I was like,
Nita, can I have a blanket? Oh my god,
whoopee.
Oh,
But no, I'm exactly the same way because I'm always cold. Now that I think about it, not only am I cold in the winter, but in the summer we blast the air in this house, and so I'm cold there too. My family said, I think there's something wrong with you. You probably need to get something, your blood work checked or something. But I don't know. I'm always cold. So the thought of standing out there, I love the Chiefs, but there's no way I'm standing out there in that.
Yeah. No. And especially like I was going to tell something like they're asking like $200 a ticket or whatever. I'm like, I would maybe go if you paid me $200, but yeah,
And
no.
took me there, dropped me off.
So this is a
Yeah.
question that I saw on Twitter or somewhere. Would you rather be at a game when it's 95 or when it's 5?
And 95. 95. No question.
Oh no, I think I hate both of those scenarios.
I said 95 too, but it seemed like the vast majority of the people on this Twitter post said no, 5 degrees. Absolutely.
I think 95 is the correct answer, but that's also uncomfortable. So
Equally
yeah.
bad. Yeah, I would agree. But no, I just, as an old man, I guess, I don't know if I need more insulation or what, but yeah, I get cold very, very easily. So, yeah, that.
And the fact that it's a night game, dude, it's just going to get colder as the game goes on. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
awful.
Go
teach
Chiefs.
his own.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, hey, do you guys want to talk about our new what is it, what would it be called,
It's a
our
new segment.
new
A weekly segment.
segment, that's the word I'm looking for.
Segment, yeah.
Weekly
So
segment.
we were told, you want to explain it?
Go ahead, Rudy.
Well,
Okay,
I mean,
anyway.
it was whose idea? Well, I think it was Jamie. It was your idea because of the kid from church. But I think we're going to have a new segment
Story for a different
weekly,
day.
a weekly segment, and we're going to give out a Quit Actin Stupid Award.
Just
on
to
a
that,
weekly
we got to give it to the one person or thing or, whatever moment that comes by each week and it just causes you to, step back and go, man, quit acting stupid.
Like there's no rules. There's no, it doesn't have to be a person. It doesn't have to be, it could be anything, but
So when he had mentioned the reason it came up was I was leaving church and at St. James we have donuts, coffee and donuts after mass. You can kind of go and socialize in the parish hall, and so I'm just walking down there, and this kid just blows right by me in the back, and he bumps me, and I was just like, man, quit acting stupid. Like I could just see mom and dad telling us if we had done something like that. Like I'm just like, it's a freaking donut. Quit acting stupid.
You're hitting people. Do you realize you're hitting people?
I mean, as a little kid, but I mean, at the same time. But anyway, so that's kind of the genesis of it.
Yeah, that's where it came from. And again, I think there's probably 4 or 5 times a week where I say it to the kids, or I just say it to myself, just quit acting stupid. Like it could be aimed at my dog. The other day we were coming up the steps and me and Macy were trying to come up the steps and the dog he blows right past us and almost knocks us over. And it's like, hey, quit acting stupid. Like we're going to get up there and let you out. Just relax.
Yeah.
But
like my dog today in the snow, I was shoveling off my back deck, and the dogs were out there on the deck with me, and I look and I see some yellow snow over there. I was like, you all of a sudden don't know that you will pee in the grass, that you're gonna pee on my deck? Like, quack, stupid. Like you go in the grass. Like what the hell are you peeing on the deck for?
You see the grass.
Anyway,
she knew she knew she needed to quit acting stupid.
So I think we've explained, what the award is, but so now this week in particular has been interesting in the media and just kind of all over the place. You've seen, to be honest with you, and Dad had the same reaction I did when we talked about this this past weekend at Mom and Dad's. We talked about. I said, "Does anybody know what the Stanley Cup is?" And Dad goes, "Oh yeah, I know what that is. The hockey trophy." I said, "No, wrong. That's exactly what I thought the Stanley Cup was as well until about a few days ago, when apparently I started seeing on all sorts of social media this crazy talk about these pink and red Stanley Cups that people just absolutely are going crazy over. I think I saw there was a guy that jumped the counter at Starbucks and it was a Starbucks at Target, and he had taken just a box of them and he was basically shoplifting them. He was trying to run out of Target with these pink Stanley Cups, and he got tackled, and it was actually pretty funny. I thought, yeah, there you go, quit acting stupid. But just what is it about a cup that makes people lose their freaking minds?
Yeah, I don't know that it's so much the cup. It's that other people want it, and so you want what other people have, and so you want to be able to say that you have one.
And if I was at Target tomorrow at 11 and I saw a pink Stanley Cup there, I'm buying it, because I know there's a bunch of morons out there that'll give me probably $60, $70 for it, $80. I mean, I could probably cash in on that thing. So I'd probably get one just because of that. I'd resell it. I wouldn't use it. But I mean, it is kind of so like I jumped in because before Stanley Cups, it was hydro flasks. You guys know anything about
What's
those?
that?
I think so.
No.
Xavier has one.
Parker had one, and before that, it was Yetis, which I have. I have a couple Yetis, and Yetis. I will say they are kind of awesome. I mean, they keep your ice, dude. That thing will keep ice for days. But
who needs ice kept frozen for days?
you know what?
Yeah, just get some new ice. But you can't afford ice.
I currently don't have an ice maker in here, so but no, I see your point. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't like bottled water. It tastes like spit after 5 minutes when it warms up, and bottled water is the worst. So like, I get carrying your water around, but I don't get fighting over a pink limited edition Valentine's cup or some. It's crazy. I just saw in the news, Bob. I don't know if you have it in front of you. The lady in St. Joe. There was a lady in St. Joe.
Sasha Douglas was arrested for trafficking her child. She was
so she attempted. Go ahead.
Trade her child for one of these Stanley Cups.
St. Joe, Missouri. This person lives among us. And it was from when I read the article, from what I understand, it was like on a Facebook marketplace type thing. And she said, a lady was selling a Stanley Cup, and she reached out to her and messaged her and said, would you take a 4-year-old child? She's potty trained. She's, whatever she said, but it was that. And so the person selling it took this message and sent it to authorities, and the lady's been arrested. She tried to trade her child for a Stanley Cup.
Quit acting stupid. I mean,
quit acting stupid. Like, but here's the problem. Here's the problem with her being our first Quit Actin Stupid Award winner. And you know what? I think the award goes to everyone that's in line at Target. I've seen
not just her.
Viral
it's everybody that's lost their damn minds about.
Because this woman, I don't know if she's acting stupid. I think she's just stupid. Like, I don't think that's an act. She's just.
Could it be real? Could she be joking? I mean, I imagine she wouldn't have been arrested if the cops showed up and were like, "Oh yeah, this chick's just kidding."
I thought that when I was reading the story. How do they know? Couldn't she just say, "I was just joking"? Like, how do they? I mean, it's a.
Now, if she really did say, "Oh yeah, no, I was really going to sell my kid,"
then she's just stupid. I don't know, but definitely the first award has to go to these freaking Stanley Cup people. Like,
please tell me none of our listeners, none of our viewers lost their minds and went out and had to push people out of the way to get one of these cups.
Again, if they're sitting on the shelves and you grab one, great. But if you're in line at 3 a.m. at Target when they open at 10 to get one.
Wait, there's people standing in line like concert tickets?
Yes, absolutely. Is there? Yes. I've seen videos of people, 3 a.m. in line at Target. First of all, how do you even know when they're getting a shipment? I guess you call, if it's something you really want. Is there anything, let me ask you guys, is there anything you would stand in line for at 3 a.m. in the morning? Like when Black Friday was a thing, there really wasn't. I didn't understand that. Camping out and stuff. Is there anything you guys would stand in line
for? Back in the day when I was more interested in material things, but I mean, as you get older, you're just like, I'm not getting up to go get that. That's
if I wasn't going to do it for that Gabby's Dollhouse last Christmas or 2 Christmases ago, I ain't doing it for anything.
You didn't love your kids enough to get in line.
I guess not. No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, we got up early when we mentioned this in I think maybe our first podcast, but in our first episode. But I mean, we got up early to go to the city market to buy Nintendo games,
video games, wrestlers, some of those. I
don't think we stood in line for wrestlers. Now we went into the back of KB and dug through boxes for wrestlers, but we didn't stand in line for anything like that. Now I will. This just dawned on me right now. I used to, when I was early 20s, maybe late teens, early 20s, I used to stand in line for autographs. I'm big into collecting baseball cards and sports memorabilia and stuff like that. And I remember standing in line for Jerome Bettis and Cordell Stewart. They were at Antioch Mall.
Oh.
And so I stood in line for that. I ended up getting out of line. It was too long. And I'm like, this is stupid. But I remember also all three of us, I believe, stood in line for Jose Canseco and Mark McGuire's autograph at Holiday
I
Inn.
do remember that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I had the Bash Brothers poster in my room, but they were going to sign autographs because they were in town with the Oakland A's.
Huh.
And we were in line, and it was a crazy long line.
Yeah.
And the Hernandezes were in front of us. Marilyn, James, Tommy.
I think I remember.
They got the autographs, I believe. They got there early. See, that's the thing. We didn't camp out, and we weren't like at the front of the line. We just rolled up like, hey, they're signing at 3:00. We rolled up at 3:00 or whatever, and we didn't get anywhere near the front of that line.
Pretty
Okay,
sure
I
we
was
didn't
gonna
push
say.
anybody down. I'm sure we didn't shove anybody.
Yeah, we didn't do any of that. But it was a long line, and we waited in it for a little bit, but we never got the autograph. So
Yeah, I have this memory, this vague memory of being in that line, but I don't remember ever getting an autograph. So I
you
guess
remember if mom and dad were with us? I can't imagine we were all there. Just I don't know. I don't know.
But see, I'm the kind that judging Android phone, if everybody else has something, I don't want it. And when it comes to autographs, like I don't want somebody else to think that because they're so great, I'm going to wait in line and waste my time.
Well, here's what
So
kind
I have a.
Here's what kind of turned me from autographs was my buddy Jeff Barton. I was still into the autograph thing, and I wanted the autograph of somebody, and I was a full grown adult at this point. I think I already had a kid. I had a full time job because I was working at Waddell and Reed with Jeff Barton, and he told me, he said, "You're really going to go wait in line for some kid's autograph? Like that kid's like 19. Like you're going to go wait?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it does seem kind of stupid, doesn't it?" Like. Yeah. So that was the last time I ever waited in line. Once he told that to me, that always like I'll still buy an autograph, like if it's has a certificate of authenticity or something. I still like the memorabilia, but I ain't waiting in line or stay at the I'm not going early to a Royals game and leaning against the wall and like, hey, Bobby Witt, you're 19 years old, sign my jersey. Like I'm not doing that.
You're not going
to just be able to say, get over here. I'm your elder. You're a 19-year-old kid. Get over here and sign this.
Yeah. So I'm not doing that anymore. But
yeah. It's the same with these Stanley Cups. Hell, I've seen these things, like pictures of them, people making fun of how big they are. Like I have so much crap in cabinets right now. Like I think we all pretty much have a cabinet in our house that's full of cups that we never even use. And so yeah, that's me right now. Like where would the hell would I put one of these?
I was literally just unpacking boxes and washing all my dishes and stuff, and I have so many, I don't even know where to put them. Yeah. So
yeah. Anyways,
congratulations to you, Stanley fans. You get our first ever Quit Actin Stupid Award.
Yes, good job. Should we recognize any of the people that blessed us with comments on our last?
This should be another segment. Fan reactions.
We should read your comments.
We didn't discuss this at all, but
no. But shout out to it was Sharice commented on ours. Mary Kay. We had a couple. We had I think Kylie had said something. Maybe that was the last episode, but
Kylie's one of our commenters. Miranda comments.
Yes. So
Quentin's been there since day one. He's
he's our day one.
Amy is the new host.
And so is Miranda. So is Miranda and James. They're there. And Kylie. So they
leave comments. We'll read them on the air, questions or whatever, and on the air. I mean on the air.
On the air on our show.
Airwaves. I've got a question for you. Has your wife seen an episode yet?
Yes. She watched. She commented. She made a comment. She watched. I think she's gotten like 2 or 3 in, maybe something like that. Yeah. So she's already critiqued me, saying that one of my stories wasn't true. Oh, about what was it? About the dollhouse or something that she.
Oh yeah. She went public with that. She went on Facebook with that and said that it's all lies. Apparently, this is all lies.
What?
I'd be like, you know what, Emily, don't watch then. Then just don't watch.
Yeah, no, I was the one that convinced Avery that she didn't need the Gabby's dollhouse. That the LOL one was much better. But anyway,
I digress.
So
that's neither here nor there. Anyway, all right. Well, let's we say we wrap it up, and yeah, if there's any other topics you guys want to hear about, leave us a comment, like and subscribe, please.
I didn't even get to use my soundboard.
Yeah, that sounds like crap. We
Does
need,
it?
we need to work on that.
We'll work on it.
All right. So go ahead. You sign us off. What do you guys?
Who me?
I did it last time.
I think just Jamie's turn.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Hey guys, for me, I'm Rudy. For my brother Jamie and my brother Bobby D, we just want to say, quit acting stupid.